Welcome to the Charger Bulletin News and happy almost fall break.
That's right, we have lots of information for you today, so let's get started.
Today, October 17th, the Society of Healthcare Administration will be hosting a Managing Your Credit event where students can be informed on how to manage their finances while in college. The event begins at 5 p.m. in Eklund 120. The Society of Healthcare Administration will also be hosting a financial workshop at 5 p.m. on the 17th in Eklund 210. If you want more information on how to manage your credit and finances, you can reach out to the Society of Healthcare Administration at soha@newhaven.edu.
The Charger Bulletin is holding their annual Halloween story writing contest. Share a story that is spooky, scary, funny, fiction, or nonfiction. It is all up to you. Send story submissions to chargerbulletin@newhaven.edu by October 22nd.
Here at the University of New Haven, Film Production 2 students create a short film as a team and work all semester to produce a final copy. Here with me today is this semester's director for the short film, Divine, Michael Stevens. Michael, thank you for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
So we wanted to begin with what's the overall idea for this production?
So the idea for the movie is basically a theme of doubt, like past and regret. And it's told through a man who goes to see a priest, and they find out that they basically had the same conflicts in their life between choosing love and faith. And how to choose those two things and how to balance those two things. And so, we really just see how the priest's past decisions affect him. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. And so what's the process like creating this film from start to end?
So we've started, we're like, I would say like in the middle of pre-production now. And so far it's been really awesome. We start with basically just obviously choosing a script, and then rewriting the script, like bouncing back ideas with other people who I worked on the story with. There's people brainstorming about production design, so like colors and different types of moods we're going for. People are scouting for locations, and then casting as well.
Great. So how many people are involved with this project, and what are their roles?
I would say there's probably 15, 16 people like in the class. There's people, like I said, doing locations, doing like props and set design. There's casting. There's a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of it is just planning at the moment. But in November, third week of November, we're starting the shooting. So.
And as a director, what are your responsibilities for this project?
So far, it's just been kind of just checking in with like every department. So I've, gone location scouting with Nate, who's the locations manager. I've been doing casting auditions. We've done one in New York and one here, and then we have 2 more left this weekend in New York. And then, just bouncing off ideas with people in production design and in story, although I think we're basically done with rewriting the script. But yeah, and props as well. They're starting to build a confessional, so talking with them as well. So at this point, it's just kind of
overseeing the whole bit.
Yeah.
Lovely. And so when is the anticipated finish date for this production?
I would say it's probably going to be like a couple weeks after we shoot it. So we're going to edit it over winter break. And I would think by the spring it'd be done.
And
beginning of the spring semester.
Will you hold a showcase on campus for students to see?
Yeah. They usually do that. I'm not sure the exact date, but it's going to be sometime in the spring semester. We're expecting to have like a sort of a premiere
Very
at the school.
exciting.
Yeah.
And are you submitting the film to film festivals?
Yeah. Hopefully we can see it go to some festivals. That'd be really awesome. I know they usually send the films for this class to like Cannes, and then there's other local festivals they send it to as well. So.
Well, very exciting. I wish you the best of luck, and
thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to hearing updates on the film Divine.
Thanks.
On Friday, October 11th, the annual Pride Bash was held in the Beckerman Recreation Center. This event informed students and faculty about the LGBTQ plus community in honor of National Coming Out Day. Our editor-in-chief, Anna Downs, has more on the story.
Today, October 11th, people nationwide are celebrating National Coming Out Day. University of New Haven students are participating in National Coming Out Day activities with a Pride flag-raising ceremony this morning, as well as a Pride Bash this afternoon in the Beckerman Recreation Center to celebrate diversity and inclusion on the University of New Haven campus. So today, October 11th, is National Coming Out Day. Here on the University of New Haven campus, students are partaking in the Pride Bash at the Beckerman Recreation Center. Joined with me is Logan Mello, president of Pride. So, Logan, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the day started off with?
So earlier today we had a flag raising in front of the library. It was at 11 p.m. We did it with Res Life. So we raised the progressive rainbow flag. So what it is, it's the rainbow flag with a little triangle in the corner that has the trans flag, and also two stripes, brown and black, to represent people of color in our community. So me and the president of Spectra did a little speech and we rose the flag in front of the library.
And what can students expect to partake in when they come to the Pride Bash today?
So we have loads of stuff. We have tabling by a bunch of RSO so they can interact with other students on campus. They can play games. We have cornhole, we have can jam. Later in the evening, we're going to have bands and drag queens perform.
That sounds really exciting. And so what does this mean to you, being a University of New Haven student and a member of the Pride community? How is this event impacting you as a student?
Well, I think that it's important to celebrate who we are and celebrate our identity. There's like a lot of times in the year where it's hard to be LGBT, so I think an event like this is good for us just like get together and celebrate and be actually proud of who we are.
Students are enjoying all the activities going on at the Pride Bash and celebrating the freedom of being their true selves. Thank you to President of Pride, Logan Mello, for speaking with us today. It's time for our sports update, and Joe Kloss is here to break down all things Chargers.
Thanks, Anna. On Saturday, the New Haven Chargers football team traveled to St. Anselm College for a Northeast 10 matchup. It was a long battle for the Chargers, who sadly dropped the game 37-31. The Chargers were led by quarterback Christian Lupoli, who had 247 yards and a touchdown. New Haven pounded the run game and finished as a team with 272 yards, and was led by Shamar Logan, who had himself 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. The defense was led by Alas Sessions and Martin Worgan, who had 7 tackles apiece. The Chargers will next take on Southern Connecticut State University in the Battle of the Elm City. Kickoff will be at 2:30 p.m. at Southern Connecticut. Tuesday night, volleyball hosted the Pace University Setters in Charger Gymnasium. New Haven took control early and dropped only 1 set on the night, winning 3-1. New Haven had 4 Chargers in double figures on the night, led by Ruby Farah, who had 12 kills. Callie Grade had added 11 kills and also had 3 aces on the night. The Chargers moved to 10-6 on the season and will next travel to Franklin Pierce University on Friday at 7 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, men's soccer faced off against Pulse University. A close battle for most of the game was lost in the final minutes as Pulse netted a few late goals to defeat New Haven 5-2. Goals on the day from New Haven were scored by Pedro Aparicio and Alessandro Papalardo. Goalkeeper Stefano LaRusso accumulated 5 saves on the day. The men's soccer team will take to the field next on Saturday at 4 p.m. at Kathy Zolad Stadium against St. Michael's College. On Saturday, the women's team hosted Franklin Pierce and came out with a big 2-1 win. After scoreless first half, the Chargers punched in 2 goals to secure the win. Jenna Peduzzi and Samantha Roth each had a goal for the Chargers, while goalkeeper Paige Davis logged 7 saves on the day. The Chargers will take the field on Saturday when they host Lemoyne College at 1 p.m. at Kathy Zolad Stadium. It was senior day on Sunday for the tennis team when they took on Roberts Wesleyan College. The Chargers honored their 2 seniors, Shelby Klein and Angela Mercurio, in a huge way with a 7-0 sweep. Klein won her match 6-1 and 6-0 on the afternoon, and Mercurio won hers 6-2, 6-1. The Chargers moved to 7-5 on the year and will play at home on Friday at 3 p.m. against St. Thomas Aquinas College. New Haven Field Hockey played through the rain on Wednesday night against St. Thomas Aquinas College. A scoreless game through 3 quarters until each team scored in the 4th quarter to send the match into overtime tied at 1-1. A tough battle for the Chargers, but they eventually lost the game 2-1. Taylor Gigalone scored the lone goal for the Chargers, and goalkeeper Natalie Shaker had 6 saves. Field hockey will play next on Saturday against Southern New Hampshire University at Della Camera Stadium at 1 p.m. Now, Chargers basketball season will be kicking off soon, and Midnight Madness will be your first chance to see the men and women's team in action. Men's basketball was picked to finish first in the Southwest Division of the Northeast 10. Head up to Charger Gymnasium at 7:30 on Thursday, October 24th to check them out. That's all we have for sports. Back to you, Anna.
The Career Development Center is looking for 10 to 12 students to serve on their Student Advisory Board. These students will represent undergraduate and graduate students in a variety of majors and programs to provide the student perspective on career development services and programming efforts. The Student Advisory Board will discuss career-related issues and will help the Career Development Center to develop effective strategies to better serve the campus community. Students who will get involved will receive increased involvement with the Career Development Center, overall career and professional development, free food, gain a resume builder, and receive a greater access to employers and networking opportunities. If you're interested in joining the Student Advisory Board, you can send your resume and a brief explanation of your interest in joining to GAMACHA1@newhaven.edu or GAKABRO1@newhaven.edu, no later than October 18th at 3 p.m.
Well, that's all we have for this week on the Charger Bulletin News.
To stay up to date with campus news, visit thechargerbulletin.com and follow us on social media at Charger Bulletin.
That's all we have for you this week. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Joe.
And I'm Anna. We'll see you next week on the Charger Bulletin News. Have a fun and safe fall break, everyone.